We'll start out with, hi, how you doing?
Good morning.
Welcome to another adventure.
Welcome to You Must Be Joking.
Right? Anyway, yeah, so I was thinking I might go ahead, because every once in a while I do get a little bit of a lag time and I really miss the games.
Yeah.
I miss Dragon Age, the very first one, Awakening, and or Origins was the first one. And Awakening is in that same set.
Okay.
So you get the first two games in that one set. And God,
because I've never played it. I'd like to, but I just don't have the system for it right now.
Yeah, but they have such a great storyline, and the characters actually interact with you.
Yeah.
They have the videos that play with the conversations and this kind of stuff, And it's like being in an interactive movie.
Oh, neat.
And and so far every time I've played it, and I played it like 5 times, and each time it's different.
Yeah.
It has never been the same.
Nice. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure game.
Yeah, and I've tried to get the ending to at least be close.
Yeah.
And haven't come close yet. And then you got Dragon Age 2, which is very, very good also.
Yeah.
It's got one of my favorite characters in there, which is this dwarf. And I get such a kick out of him because he likes to drink and he likes to fight, and he'll sit there and everything, and he'll look at you, he'll be surprised about something that's going on, and he'll say, "Well, shave my back and call me Betty," and stuff like that. It's just.
By the way, we're not sponsored, but if you want to sponsor us,
but yeah, so but I like those games, but
Yeah.
I was watching my buddy Steve last night playing the game that he plays, and it was not even close.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen the commercials. It's that Raid.
Okay, yeah.
And the commercials there, it's awesome, and it would be a lot of fun and this kind of stuff. But when you actually see the game played, it's kind of lame.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen it played. It's turn-based and...
Yeah, and it's just...
Meh.
Yeah, where... Yeah.
It does not excite me.
Yeah, so, but, the Dragon Age group, I just love those. They're really good. So, I think I might start doing that again. Just
Might play another game. Might play it again.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then, just do a couple hours, live or something like that. The problem is, I would be playing it, it'd be like on my day off, and I'd have to go to work the next day and everything. I'd be playing it, and my wife would come down and say something to me, and then she'd go back up, and everything. And
4 hours later.
Yeah, and next thing I know, I'm looking at the clock, and it's like midnight. I got to be up at 4, and it's like, oh, Jesus.
Well, I guess I'll just play for the next 4 hours and sleep when I get home from work.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah, I did that more than once. And in fact, she went to China for 2 months.
Yeah.
She was gone 2 months to China, and with her and my daughter, well, both of the daughters. And when she came, by the time she came back, I had made it through that whole game. And that was with me working and everything else, because all I did was when I came home from work,
start playing.
Yeah, I would eat, get a shower, and start playing, and that was it. My days off, okay, and coffee in the morning, beer at night, and play the game,
Yeah.
But, it's addictive. You slap a vein with the controller, and
tie off with the,
the
with
mouse.
The internet cord.
Yeah.
Rub the mouse on you. Oh.
Yeah,
I got sucked into playing World of Warcraft again, and the whole time I'm sitting here talking to people saying, yeah, I've played it before and I don't like it. I ended up playing for 11 hours straight one day. I was just like, oh, maybe I do like this game again. I don't know.
Yeah, well, let's see here. I wonder. Let's see here.
Juanda.
Yeah, Juanda.
What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Dragon Age Origins. I want to see if I can find
another copy so I don't have to bring mine back.
No, I was trying to...
like, no, you're bringing that back, man. Bring it back.
Trying to find some of the videos. Yeah, and you get these little deals in the game, usually when you start the game. Or sometimes...
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it.
Heaven is destroyed.
They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters,
But if you want to,
the first of the
we're
Darkspawn.
all about it.
It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten.
Well, what do you expect?
We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long.
Just gonna leave that sword there? Come on, man.
Even be too late. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
I'm hoping that it will actually show them play the game, because it is just a little bit different. Yeah, so here you get, to choose your what your person's going to look like and stuff. Okay, and then let's see here.
Just finished saying that Grey Wardens are heroes, old friend.
I've not so many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup,
This is
can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone?
a real part of the game.
In the meantime, find Fergus and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
There's your choices now.
That's my daddy?
We must discuss the battle plans in the south. Be a good lad and do as I've asked.
Kind of looks like
We'll talk soon.
you ain't my daddy. You ain't my daddy. So that's what gameplay looks
Here,
like.
this is actually person control.
Nice.
Let's make this quick, shall we?
But we cannot waste more time.
Players or
Right.
just
Those are all
interactive characters?
interactive characters.
This should be easy enough.
Dear Landry,
Yeah, and this one here you don't have.
I'm so
outside
sorry.
Okay.
If she hadn't come to
Just
me,
you. Okay.
if she hadn't been here.
Online game.
Right.
Alright.
There's other stuff online that you can.
Fix that BioWare.
Well, they did pretty much. When you get into Inquisitions, the latest one.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah, well, they got Dragon Age Inquisitions, which was the last one. That one I didn't care for and get into as much.
Okay.
They built it too much around the mage.
The Spanish Inquisition.
No, it was a female mage that they built most of everything around.
Okay.
And so they kind of like concentrated on her.
Okay.
And so trying to do a male warrior or something like that, kind of you don't get all the dialogue and stuff like that. which you
Interesting.
did. So, it was kind of disappointing. But anyway, yeah. So this is.
That damn women gamers shutting down the interwebs.
But anyway, yeah, that is the game itself. So, but like I said, man, you can really get into it, and it's like, I mean, you're part of the movie. You actually start feeling a friendship towards the characters in there, because you get these guys that are just talking to you and stuff like that, and they're looking directly at you through the camera, and everything, and so, you got to deal with them, and, sometimes you get pissed off at them, or they get pissed off at you. Some of them betray us, if you don't treat them.
So it's like real life.
Yes, if you don't.
Who needs friends when you have a game?
Yeah, if you don't get them on your side, and that's one of the things that you got to do throughout the game too, is make sure that you get them to where they actually care about you and they're your friend.
My hobbies are: I'm an isolationist, a prepper, and a Dragon Age Origin player.
Yeah, but it's just like I said,
my computer is my friend.
Yeah, it just really got me hooked, man.
Yeah,
so, and
I mean, it looks like it. I like I said, I got hooked on World of Warcraft, and it doesn't even look quite as good as far as graphic wise as that does. So I really want to try it. I just haven't had the opportunity. So.
Yeah, and then so that was Origins, and then the next one was The Awakening. Okay, and that one there was identical. It continued on. Some of the characters changed.
Okay.
But it continued from here, and then Dragon Age 2. It was a continuation also, but it was like months ahead.
Okay.
Or from there.
Kind of like the next year.
Yeah. And but then it's a different family, and so you become part of this other family and group of friends and everything, and then it all changes again, because now you're no longer in this area of the world. You've gone on the ship across the sea to another one, to where you're a refugee.
All right.
And
I left my past behind me to forge a new future. Will you be my new family?
yeah, and to forge a new future, I did bring a checkbook.
Speaking of forgeries. Pizza for everybody? No problem.
See, I know how to forge a new future. Anyway, so I was talking to you earlier about I was listening to the news the other day, or reading the news.
Okay.
And they were talking about, I wished I could remember what the name of the town was.
Google it.
But they really got pissed off because they found out that their new elected fire chief was an arsonist.
All
right. Convicted arsonist.
Well, yeah. Hey, that's on-the-job experience, bro. He knows what he's doing. Or she knows what they're doing.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, that would really be good for the other firefighters, because now you're guaranteed on-the-job training.
Right?
Hey, there's a fire at the 7-Eleven.
Does it have a gas station? I want to improve the fire.
Okay, guys, keep working. Little on your boot there. Hot foot?
Just roll around a little bit. You'll be all right.
Whoops, not there. I poured gas there.
Yeah, no, stop! An elected official. Is he elected or is he appointed?
He was elected.
Or she.
They used the word elected.
Okay, so they had plenty of opportunity to vet this person.
Yeah.
And they just didn't.
Oops.
Because if they had vetted them, they would have seen prior convictions for arson, or they use that as, well, they have experience.
Yeah, here it is. Convicted arsonist faces fury for promotion to fire chief.
All right.
This is right out of the movie Backdraft.
That was actually a really good movie.
Yeah,
I
it was
like
decent.
that. Yeah, I like that one. It was.
Can't go wrong with Kurt Russell.
Yeah, Kurt Russell's always been one of my favorites. It's like the soldier.
The soldier?
Yeah, you remember
Universal Soldier.
No. This one here, he was just a soldier. He didn't do a whole lot of talking.
It wasn't Universal Soldier with Dolph Lundgren? Or was it the one where he was a programmed thing and the other dude was also another one?
Neither.
And he was on
just,
a different planet?
Neither. He was just raised as a warrior, a fighter, in this futuristic deal, so he would use like he was hanging up like a gas tank and using that for a punching bag,
I've never seen that.
And but he ended up staying with these peace-loving people and everything, and he was trying to work with them, but he was also a trained warrior, so he would do
that
shit.
Isn't the one where he was dumped onto a different planet through the garbage, and then they found out that he was still alive through invasion of that planet?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like something I have seen, but when you say garbage or punching a gas can or gas tank, that's unfamiliar to me.
Yeah, but
I mean, we got the tennis, the computer wore tennis shoes.
Yeah, that was good too.
Yeah,
Barefoot Executive. That's another one with him. Yeah. What was it? Tango and Cash, one of my favorites. I laughed so hard all the way through that one.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, convicted arsonist faces backlash for promotion to fire chief.
They missed an opportunity.
Yeah.
Faces backdraft. Oh!
Jermaine, however your Simmons, just scored a big promotion to acting volunteer fire chief.
Oh.
But not everyone is cheering on the convicted and rehabilitated arsonist's success. Let's see here. Where was it?
Listen, I used to light fires, and I've watched the people put them out, so I know how to achieve goals.
I don't know if they misspelled it or what. Have you ever heard a name like Jerame? Jerame?
We live in the United States where they oddly name people all the time, so even though I haven't heard that specific name, I've heard worse and weirder and stranger.
Well, I'm just wondering if it's supposed to be
I got
Jermaine.
17 continents and 2 vowels. Guess my name.
Yes, Jerame. Simmons.
Jeremy.
Okay. I always thought that was with an I. Anyway, assistant chief to the Prairie DuPont Volunteer Fire Department.
Sweet.
In St. Clair, Illinois. Has just scored a big promotion to acting fire chief. And it says he understands fires from both sides of the fight.
I just said that!
Yep. So let's hear. I think it's appalling and disgusting, said former Chief John Rosencrans, who was removed from that position by the department's Board of Trustees in December 2020.
Hey, we trust an arsonist over you, sir. You better leave.
While Simmons sat at the same table.
What I want to tell you is I have lots of experience with fire, and this man does not.
Yeah. Some of the stuff that that has been coming out here lately is just, oh my God, how in the hell did they even find this stuff? But
it's the world we live in. Hey, he's a garbage politician. He should be in the office then.
Yeah.
Hey, he's an arsonist. Well, he should lead the fire department then.
He's a drunk. He should be in the DUI task force.
Right. Hey, he sold drugs. He should be on top of the DARE thing.
Yeah.
There is just, oh man, the world has gone crazy.
Well, that explains us.
Yeah, well,
At least we fit in.
Hey, finally. Hey, does that mean I get a job as a doctor at a mental institution?
For the first time in my life, I fit in.
First time in
I'm
my
no
life
longer
I fit in these jeans.
I no longer am considered strange.
Well, I'm still considered strange, but I'm accepted.
Yeah, well, anymore, I'm considered mellow. It used to be I was extreme.
Oh yeah, no, I'm still extreme. Extremely boring, extremely tired, extremely useless.
When I get to be your age, I hope I do have more energy than
Hey,
you do,
boss.
man, I'll tell you.
When you get to be my age, you won't. All my energy has been used up and my armor is destroyed.
I'll tell you, man.
I am a veteran of 1,000 psychic wars.
When I get to be your age, that'll be 10 years ago. I'm hoping that I fare better.
Hey, when I get to be my age, I'm hoping that I actually learn some lessons. Damn it.
Duh.
And check the fail box.
Well, I learned that I could fail pretty good.
Hey, does that mean that they might make the woman that got arrested up here in Lakewood our new acting fire chief since she lit 16 fires in one night?
Could be. Yeah.
I mean, she's active.
And she,
active in the community.
And she knows the area quite well.
Yeah. She definitely knows where to go and what to burn.
Yeah, she knows where the weak spots are in our fire defense system.
I can't believe she lit 16 separate individual fires in one night.
Yeah.
One night.
Maybe she's part cricket and she just kept rubbing her unshaved legs together. And
Hey, you smell burning hair? There's a fire!
You never know.
And we will never know. That's hilarious. It's like, why? I mean, I want to know what her motivation was. I want to know why she selected the places she selected.
Maybe those are ex-boyfriends, from the last week or so.
Yeah, could be.
Or it could be John's that didn't pay up.
That seems even more realistic. Especially
More
given
realistic?
the area.
More realistic than the cricket thing? Or?
Yeah. Because I don't think any human could rub their legs together fast enough to light a fire, no matter how much hair is on them.
I don't know. Some of those women, man, the hair on their legs, hell, you can use that.
Them Italian girls, woo!
Well, shit, you can use their legs to sand down a board,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When she shaves and it starts growing back, that's like 200 grit, and then when she's not shaved after like 6 months, that's 800 grit. So you get your rough and your smooth.
6 months. I was just thinking 6 days.
Yeah, well, I've experienced.
Yeah. Me too.
Stuff.
I'm afraid half the time, that my leg is going to start bleeding, because they rub their leg on you when you're sleeping.
I just like using them like Velcro.
That's not a bad idea, She pisses you off, have Velcro on the wall and just push her up against it.
Just make sure that wall's close to the kitchen.
Velcro sheets.
You're a goddamn sexist.
Velcro sheets. There you go.
We're going to get in trouble for this episode.
Yeah.
Send your hate mail to
Veg.
Yeah, send it all to me. Leave Gary out of this.
I'm an innocent young little boy.
I did nothing wrong.
I have plausible deniability.
I believe the deniability. I don't know about the plausible.
I have brain damage.
Oh, so do I. What were we talking about?
I'm surprised you agreed that I had the brain.
Well, the damage. I can agree to that.
I have cranial damage, just nothing in there to get hurt.
Right. You got a fractured skull. You might suffer a concussion. No, I won't.
You were talking about shootings around here, too.
Oh, man, there's just mega shootings going on around here. It's crazy.
Yeah, the funny part is that it isn't right around here. Our little 2 or 3 blocks
have yet to be
invaded.
Damaged.
Yeah. Every time that somebody comes around, and we get these people out here in the alley trying to park, and this kind of stuff, do bad stuff.
Yeah.
I go out there with my phone and start taking pictures of their license plate.
I've gone out there and I'm like, are you ready to share your drugs? Okay, well then I'm calling the police.
See,
if you ain't gonna share, get the hell out.
I just start taking pictures of their car and their license plate. Don't say a word to them, and engine starts and off they go. You know, and then they don't come back. They do. I do the same thing out here in front of the house.
Yeah.
They'll park on the other side of the street. We had some homeless people that kept parking out here and everything, and I started going out there and taking pictures of them, and videotaping them every chance I got.
Yeah, because they think it's safe to park by that church, I guess.
Yeah,
Because I've seen them in the alley, and like you, I go out there and confront them.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, man.
and that's why this neighborhood is still good.
Because we do neighborhood watch.
Yeah, maybe not everybody does, but two of us at least. And so I think that's a good thing. But like we have the Ring doorbell, the Ring video doorbell, and it has its own little community, and so every day, I get these little messages, in their app that if other people have posted, porch pirates and people breaking windows out of the cars to get in and steal them, people checking the doors to get to them, and this kind of stuff. But nobody is doing shit around our little neck of the woods. It just stays.
That's what vigilance can do.
Yes, and yet down by the elementary school, we get shootings, we get arsons, we get breaking and entering. There was a deal.
They shot up the police substation over there off of 72nd.
Well, yeah, 72nd is really bad.
Oh, yeah.
And over by Winco down there, that place is really, really bad.
Yep.
There was a posting day before yesterday, I think it was, that where somebody's home was invaded with them in there, and they were held at gunpoint while they were being robbed.
Nice.
So, but right here, we seem to be.
Nobody needs a gun.
But we seem to be.
Said the idiot that just got shot.
But we seem to be the only spot around here and everything, where we're not having the real issues.
Well, that's because
even though there is that homeless camp down the street over there.
It's because we keep a good eye out.
Yeah.
And so we try to. I mean, that community keeps community safe.
Yeah.
And
I do call the cops from time to time.
In our community, we keep policing ourselves, so we've got a very decent community. I mean, it's. I know almost all my neighbors now. I've only lived here 15 years. Took me that long, but I mean, all the way from 44th to 48th, I know a very large array of people. Just because you go out and you talk to them, you see them on the street, see them walking their dogs, talk to them, and see what's going on, and so they're all, especially the older gentleman who lives a block away. I've seen him patrol the streets in his truck at night, and then I've also seen him repainting the wall over there on that store that's now closed because it gets graffitied, and he'll just go over there and just repaint it. It's just like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, I got nothing to do. F these guys.
Yeah. Well, the only ones that I actually know are, like right next door here.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Karen and her son next door here.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked to the lady in the next house over, and I've threatened the guy in the house after that, the Asian guy that does the lawns. Because, he keeps coming over here with a weed eater when I was trying to have to go to bed at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, but, and then, let's see here. The one down there with the German Shepherd that's got mange right there on the corner, and a couple other dogs in there. I've talked to him a couple of times, and, when I'm walking my dog around, I'll talk to some people and stuff like that. But other than that, just right here, and you.
Because we got that,
the pigeon guy.
On the corner, there's that home
for
the
elderly,
for the elderly and the mentally handicapped, and then 3 houses away from me is a halfway house for people just getting out of jail trying to reacclimate. So I think they help keep it safe because they want to be good.
Yeah. And then we got the church right over here, and they get kind of busy, especially now that the COVID thing is kind of backing off. Well, as far as the news goes, it's not. as far as the government is talking, it's not. But as far as the actual population, it is.
Boss, that's never going away. See,
No, it's not going away, but it's backing off. The people panicking about it is backing off. So now, they started a couple of weeks ago coming over to their little community center here.
Uh-huh.
And they started having their parties again and this kind of stuff, You see a whole bunch of people come parking. Probably right now, if you go out there and look, if they got any kind of a service, you got, 200 cars out there in that parking lot and everything where they're going on in. And then once they're done, they'll all end up going over to that community center, and just, doing their thing. Music will be playing, or whatever. They had like a food truck out there yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Missed a good taco truck.
Well, no, it wasn't like that. It was kind of like a food bank truck, so people were lining up and getting bags of groceries and stuff, And but it was busy over there, good portion of the day yesterday.
Yeah, there's like 7 or 8 food banks pretty close to here.
Yeah. But they just, it's getting busier and busier, and when you go to the stores, it's getting busier, and people are not worrying so much about their 6 foot, distance between them, and most of them.
But they should.
Most of them have their.
Stay away from me, you stinky old man.
Yeah, most of them have their mask down around their, chin or something like that, And what was that the other day? A guy farted in the grocery store, and you could hear it too. I mean, he let it rip. And this woman was standing not too far from him, and he goes, and she says, "Oh, you are so gross." He says, "What, your mask isn't working?"
I'll allow it.
You're disgusting.
Yeah, but I'm pretty.
Yeah, I had to laugh, though. That was funny. What, your mask isn't working?
I noticed that they went to the new N95 mask type, but not the ones with valves, because, those aren't proper masks, even though those are what people use when they're actually, painting and whatnot.
Yeah, I've had to wear the mask, where it's kind of like almost a respirator, the goggles with the thing, and it's got the 2 valves on there and everything, and with the filters in there. And I've had
a real mask.
Yeah, and
because when you watch
and I hate
real shows about people working in situations
Volatile
where they're
situations
moving with viral stuff, they're usually encapsulated in a self-contained environment.
Yeah.
They're not just wearing some little mask, because if it...
Like the movie Virus.
Yeah, so,
That was a good one, too, by the way.
Yeah, decent.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's...
Dustin Hoffman.
I mean, for as long as you want to believe the lie, hey, that's fine with me. I don't care.
Yeah. I've just had enough of it. I ain't worried too much about it. I'm glad that the mandate thing fell through, and I ain't got to worry about that shit anymore.
Yes, but see, that doesn't stop the ignorant from being bullies.
Well, nothing.
Why aren't you wearing a mask? That leads me to the question. Because you know what a Karen is, right?
Yeah.
So because this is Mental Health Month, right?
Right.
Is being a Karen a sign of mental illness? And I think the answer is yes.
Yeah. A little bit too out of the norm, controlling, never happy, always looking at the negative. I would call that a mental illness.
And it's not even all of those things, but those are all valid. But the fact that this person needs to, I don't know, lay their beliefs on someone, push their problems onto someone. That's.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, like Catholics.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You think Catholicism is a mental illness?
Well, I was just thinking, maybe they're just saying it wrong. It's not Catholic, it's Karen.
Hi, I'm a Karen. I'm a Karen.
And to any of those Catholics out there, I'm not actually,
Karen. Yeah, it's I believe it's a mental illness. I mean, if you want to stand there and scream at someone because they're parking in a spot that you think you own, that's a mental illness. If they're walking somewhere and you don't like them because their skin color is different, that's a mental illness.
Yeah, that's stupidity right there.
Yeah.
That's just ignorance.
It's a mental illness.
My daughter and I, we had a discussion about that the other night. We were sitting there, she just turned 13 yesterday, so she's no longer a human. She is literally a teenager now. I told her,
You're in trouble.
Yeah, I told her in about 7 to 8 more years, then she might become human again. We'll have to wait and see.
Right.
But anyhow, we were sitting at the table and everything, and I don't know how we got on the subject of race, but so I looked at her, because she's half Chinese and half,
Whatever you are.
yeah, half Heinz 57. So she's like Heinz 58.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, she, so I said, well, so what race are you? And she goes, I'm Chinese and an American. I said, no, that's nationality. Well, I'm American. I said, no, that's nationality. She says, I'm white. I said, no, that's a color. And she looks at me and everything. Human. Right. There you go. Then there's only one race. There ain't no racism. It's either colorism, which is totally stupid.
Yeah.
Because, I'm sorry, but to this day, somebody asked me what my favorite color is, and I can't honestly say. The only thing I can tell you is shiny.
My favorite color is, it varies. I mean, for a long time it was black, then it moved to red, now it's purple right now.
Yeah, but see, that's just it. My favorite color is shiny because, there is nothing I like better than a nice shiny color.
Nice glossy coat.
Yeah, a glossy black, a glossy red, a glossy green or blue. Just awesome.
Ooh, a turquoise. Ooh.
Yeah, and then you go putting metal flake in there.
Ooh.
I remember seeing a car back in the 70s. It was a 66 Galaxy 500 XL convertible.
Yeah. Jeebus.
Yeah, and it was painted kind of a rust color brown.
Yeah.
With huge metal flakes in it.
Really?
And and it was parked out in the sun, and as you're walking by, you just see it glitter. And it's like, I want that. Got to put on a bib because my mouth is watering so bad, and everything. Oh man, that was the most beautiful car.
Nothing like a beautiful paint job on a beautiful car.
Yeah, my cousin Charlie, he had a Model A that he built from the ground up.
Yeah.
Okay. And the man is a wizard when it comes to auto paint and auto body work, right? He can do anything. He's got blue ribbons up the yin-yang from different cars that he's bought, built, and painted, But he had this Model A way back when, and to this day, I was like 6, maybe 5, and I can still remember the look of this car out in the sunlight because he had all the chrome on there, but he had it painted a green with metal flake in there, and it was just beautiful. I'm not talking metallic with the little tiny specks, but big flakes, and it was just gorgeous sitting out there in the sunlight and everything. And I asked him, it's been quite a few years now, but I asked him whatever happened to it. Why he got rid of it, because his older brother Troy had a 51 Chevy that he bought brand new, and he kept it forever, until my other cousin, the baby of the family, wrecked it. He got drunk and rolled it. Anyway, but he said that his wife made him get rid of it, and he said to this day that he made the wrong decision. He should have got rid of her.
It's either me or the car. Bye.
Yeah, but it was gorgeous.
Because if she's going to put ultimatums like that on you,
but yeah,
they'll never stop it once you acquiesce.
Yeah, I just cannot pick a color. It's like, what's your favorite food? I have no clue.
Tacos.
Well, I like tacos, but I also like pizza. I like spaghetti. I like fried chicken. I like
tacos.
I like chicken
because
and dumplings.
all of that can be put on a taco shell.
I like chicken and dumplings. I like lasagna.
What's your favorite food? Food that I did not cook. That's my favorite food.
Yeah. Well, that depends, too. Now, see, I dated this girl, Donna, back in the 80s, early 80s. And she made sweet and sour chicken, she said. And me and my roommate and his girlfriend, we all tried to eat it and just, no. So I got up and I actually made everybody dinner. And he is a cook, you know. In fact, he still cooks for one of the casinos. Mm-hmm. But we decided that we didn't want to trust eating that because it was nasty. And so we put it outside. Now, the place that we were living in, West Seattle, had a lot of raccoons. We had a lot of possums. We had a lot of dogs and cats running around. That shit stayed on the front porch for 3 nights, and nothing touched it, including the dog that the neighbors had that was always running around. The first time we put it out there, he walked up, took a sniff, and walked away. Never touched a thing.
I didn't cook it. Still my favorite.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not at home, so I don't have to do dishes. More favorite.
Yeah. Well, my buddy Steve last night, he's... you know, my wife told me if I was going to go over and see him, because she doesn't like him. She said if I go over to see him, then he's going to have to buy me dinner. And so we got over there and everything. And sure enough, he did. You know,
Yeah.
We went out to Denny's last night, and he bought me dinner. I was like, score.
I used to work for this guy that all he did was talk about work. All he did was talk about work. Talk about the job, talk about another job, talk about anything. And the crew would be going to lunch, and he would follow us to lunch and just talk about work. And it's just like, eventually I was just like, listen. If you're going to talk about work while I'm at lunch, you're going to have to pay me for the hour. So he did one better. He started buying everybody lunch. And it's just like, okay, well, talk about whatever you want. You bought. So, all right.
Yeah, see, I've been fortunate. I never had that issue. I did have a really good boss in Lacombe, Oregon. I was working for CNC Cedar, which was a shake mill, okay? And he wouldn't give me a raise, which is why my cousin quit my job for me. But the whole time that I was there, you know, after work, we'd go to his house, which was right next to the mill, and then he would supply all we could drink.
Right.
You know, so me and my cousin James, we would get just shit-faced, you know, and then have to try and walk back to our camp, you know, and find our camp. And we had this part German Shepherd and part Coyote for a dog. And he had the white butt, you know, and so that's what we followed to get us back to our camp. We had a lean-to that we were staying, you know. But, yeah, we just, you know, follow his butt on back to the lean-to. If we couldn't see it, and we'd, come here, Camboo, and he'd come on back, and away we go again.
Is that a deer? That's a white tail. Oh, that's our dog. Don't shoot it. It's taking us home.
But, yeah, that was a good job, man. We used to get just blitzed every freaking night.
Oh, shit, I used to get hammered at work.
Well, we did that at Morris Lawn.
I am so surprised sometimes when I think back to how much alcohol was consumed by the entire crew and how
nobody ever got hurt.
Nobody ever got hurt, and everything we built passed inspection.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes we couldn't see. It's just like, inspector'd come in.
Okay, who did this? Because it's really good.
We don't remember.
Yeah, it's like Morris Lumber. You know, I mean, it was a stick mill. You know,
Yeah.
so we used jump saws, we used pointer saws, we used radial arm saws, and you know, all kinds of shit like that. But we worked nights, and there was 5 of us on the night shift, and then there was like 32 on day shift. We would bust our asses for the first half of the night to put out more production than what the day shift did, because we didn't want them to cancel night shift.
Right.
And then we would sit down and everything, and the foreman and his buddy would both take off, and they would go and start buying the booze, bring it on back, and we'd be out swimming in the what do you call them? Irrigation ditches and shit, you know, drinking away, just having a good old time, you know. So, you know, and then quitting time was midnight, you know, so we'd go ahead and just, you know, leave there at midnight and take off and, you know, go over to one of their houses and everything and sit down and finish the booze and go to home, crash, get up, go back to work, do it again. I was only making $75 a week after taxes, but for a 40-hour week. But
But you weren't buying alcohol.
yeah, well, I was only 17 anyway.
But you weren't buying alcohol.
Yep, wasn't buying it, but I was sure drinking it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was surprised at when me and my brother sit down and we figured out how much we were drinking. I was really surprised that we went through that much. Just two guys, And we in 5 years, every week I would take or he would take $200 out of his check and give it to this man at the corner store, and that was for our beer money. We would have beer all week through that store. And so we spent the whole $200, and that old man loved to see us coming every week. And every time we'd go in to get beer, he'd throw in some, free packages of beer nuts or whatever. And so we'd go ahead and do that, right? And then I would take $250, $300, and that would be our booze money for my night off, And that did not include cigarettes or food or anything like that. That was just booze, And we did that for 5 years, and we decided we were going to quit drinking, but we decided we would sit down and we'd figure out exactly how much money we spent. And in 5 years, we spent $96,000.
That's it?
And we could have paid cash for a brand new house back then.
Oh yeah. I've snorted about 5 houses.
Yeah.
Probably drank 2.
Yeah, we were surprised, man. And that's just in 5 years.
Yeah.
It was like, wow. So we tried to quit. We ended up not drinking for 2 weeks, and then I decided to walk off a cliff because I was sober. So.
Yeah. It's sobriety sucks, boss.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of funny because we'd been driving around.
This is not a PSA.
Yeah, we'd been driving around having a good time, just listening to music and cruising, and looking for girls and stuff like this, in West Seattle. And we stopped at the 7-Eleven there on Del Ridge, and it was late at night. But, I'd been drinking soda pop and apple juice and this kind of stuff, And they wouldn't let you use the bathroom in the store, and there wasn't any bathrooms around there to use and everything. So they got this parking lot, and it's got a guardrail there, and they had a couple of bushes back there. It was nice and dark. The street light wasn't back there, so it was all nice and shady. And I figured I'd just go behind the bush there and take a leak. And so I step over the guardrail, and I take one step, and there was no ground, and I grabbed the guardrail like this and everything, and I ended up with a big scrape on the side of my butt, and I pulled my arm, and everything. And I was like, jeez. So I go ahead and I start pulling myself up, and this guy comes running on over. He saw me just disappear, Says, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, just watch that first step, And so I got myself back up and everything and walked around to see what the heck. It turned out those bushes were actually trees. There was a big cement wall there, and everything just went way down, But if I would have just let go, my feet would have dropped about that far.
Yeah, one time I was living in West Seattle, and our driveway was very steep to the house, and so a lot of times I just park on the street and walk down it because I didn't like to drive back out of it because it was in a difficult position. So one day after work, went and bought some beer with a friend of mine, and we went to my house, and so I park, and I get out, and he gets out, and he disappears. And I was like, "Oh shit, Bill, I forgot to tell you." And he's down in my yard because he rolled down the cliff, and he's like, "I didn't drop any beer." It's like, "You're the man."
We all have our priorities.
Oh yeah. Tumbled down the hill, kept the beer safe. Yes, man. Good job, Bill. Bill, I miss you, man.
Yeah, back in the day, man.
But yeah, it's I think an arsonist would make a good fire chief.
Yeah.
Because
as long as he's not going to.
Because all these criminals that are cops, they know what they're looking for, right? Oh, did he say that out loud? Oh.
The question is, were they a cop first or a criminal first?
Oh, they're always a criminal first. Always.
I don't know. Well, you don't really like the cops as much as I do.
I have no love for people that murder people in the street.
Well,
Now, not all cops are bad, but not all cops are good. There's a lot of great officers out there.
yes.
And there's a lot of garbage officers out there. And then there's just a lot of guys out there with a job. I personally, I would like to see more cameras and less beat cops. But detectives are good. Because detectives actively, well, as far as we know, try to solve crimes.
Yeah.
Where the average police officer is there to generate revenue for the city, the state, or the county, depending on where they work. So their mindset is, how is this a ticketable offense?
Yeah.
And that's what they're always looking for, if they're just a regular cop. And then the good cops go out and they do things in the community, and the bad cops, they shoot people for traffic stops. So,
Yeah, well,
but a detective takes evidence, finds criminal, solves crimes. Good job.
yeah. We're seeing, we talked about it before, where we've been arrested and stuff. But
Oh, yeah.
in West Seattle, I used to work at Circle K, and I met some really nice cops there. And when I got robbed one night, they were right there, and they were checking everything out and making sure everything was good, and they were very professional when they when they found them, and they brought me the pictures to verify who they were, and this kind of stuff. Everything, they were just really good. And so I can honestly say that other than one Seattle cop, there was only one that I ever thought was anything less than professional.
Yeah.
Okay. The King County cops, there was the one that started my little romp with the police that night. And that was, I was fine being arrested, and everything. But, I asked if I could have a cigarette. He says no. And then, he says, this is a no-smoking area. I said, okay. And then he lit up a cigarette. And I said, I thought you said this was a no-smoking area. He says, well, the good old double standards. I said, can I at least have a drag off yours? He says, hell no. Well, you're an asshole. And that started the deal. So, but if he hadn't have done that, we wouldn't have had any kind of a tussle, and I could have rode downtown on my butt instead of my gut.
Yeah, well,
so,
like I said, if you want to get away with murder, just become a cop.
But all over the country, though, I've met nothing but mostly good cops. The chief of police down in Sutherland, Cecil Hawley.
Okay.
Awesome.
Here, tell me if this cop is a good cop or a bad cop. I'm driving 80 in a 40-mile-an-hour zone. Pulls me over, says license, insurance, and registration, and I go, I don't have any of that. And he says, I don't want to see you on this street again, and lets me go. Is that a good cop or a bad cop?
I would say that is a bad cop. Okay. Mainly because, but again...
Because I would agree with you.
Yeah, but...
That's a bad cop.
Yeah, because he's not actually doing
his job. No.
But...
No, he's probably pulled me over, saw that I was white, because he was white. Get out of here. Because that if I was any other color...
Not necessarily, because
probably get shot.
Because I saw Cecil Hawley do that,
Well, hey, I've seen black cops that have shot white people. I've seen white cops that have shot black people. I've seen white cops shoot white people. I've seen black cops shoot black people. So there's no generalization, or it's all generalization. There's no categorization, and you can't just narrowly define what is a good cop, because yesterday that cop did his job all day, no problem. Today that cop shot somebody. What are the circumstances?
That's it, and you can't very well crucify them unless you've actually been there and you've actually seen them. You know what they're feeling at the time. Are they feeling threatened and afraid? Are they feeling like their life is in danger? Do they feel like that person, if that person gets away, are they going to put somebody else in danger?
Right.
Is there a kid on the corner that person is getting ready to run to grab to use as a shield?
Right.
Okay, we don't know. It's the cop that has to deal with that, and it's their call. And so the camera is over here, and you see this guy take off running that way. And the cop goes ahead and he shoots the guy, and kills him. Okay, so the guy drops down over here. The camera is here, and it sees the cop. It sees the guy run, and that's all it sees. Is this guy just runs that way? Okay, but there's a 3-year-old girl over there sucking on a lollipop. That the camera doesn't see.
I'm glad you said lollipop.
And the camera doesn't see, and now all of a sudden this cop is vilified for killing this man for just trying to get away when he shouldn't have been trying to get away anyway. That's felony flight.
Yeah, but see, we don't know all the circumstances except for that 3 seconds and the narrative that's given with that 3 seconds.
And with that camera. Okay?
So,
well, you don't see everything that the cop sees.
But nowadays they have the cop cam. And if the cop turns off his camera, that's a bad cop.
Well, yeah.
Because he's hiding stuff.
Yeah.
You're hiding something.
Yeah. The camera should
For some reason, my camera failed.
Yeah, because you went like this. Off.
Well, what they could do is just stop, get rid of the off button. It's on 24/7.
What they could do is just make sure that cops aren't jackasses so they wouldn't need to be cameraed all the time.
Well, if you could,
But you can't do that.
Right?
You can't.
If you could do that, then our politicians would be much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start at the top.
Yeah, work your way down.
All I'm saying is,
No, it's definitely a one-on-one basis, and just because you know that cop personally and he's your friend doesn't mean that when he's out on the street he's not being a jerk to the
Right.
kids or adults or other people.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that he's not letting his friends get away with breaking the law while he's busting other people. It's really... We'll never know the entire story for each individual officer ever. All we will ever see anymore in the information age is these short little clips. Look how horrible he was! And it's like, but what started that?
Yeah.
And how did it really end?
Yeah, unless there's 6 cameras, all the way around showing the whole scene.
For the entirety of the scene.
Yes, then we won't really know. All we can do is listen to the witnesses over here that are looking that direction, and only looking at the cop and the bad guy, and then not looking at everything else around them. Or you can talk to the cop that's actually seeing everything and trying to make these split-second decisions.
And even then, when you're making a split-second decision, and either your life is on the line or someone else's life may be on the line in your mind, you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do in that situation because we're not in that situation right now.
Yeah, with
And
the
when we're in
adrenaline
that
running-
situation right now, you're over on that side of the camera, and I'm over here, so you can't tell me, hey, I saw that, and don't do this, so...
Yeah.
you can yell at your TV all day. That was a bad call, ref! Doesn't change it.
Yeah, but that's why I have to side with most police officers.
I will never side with anybody.
I will side with the police officers almost every time, unless there's something flagrant, showing that they are just a piece of crap, or like with Rodney King, where they pulled him out and just started kicking the crap out of him.
Right, that's 6 bad cops right there.
Yeah, now it doesn't matter at that point whether he said get the hell out of here or shut the beep up or or go, you guys suck or whatever. At that point, that no longer matters because now they've taken it too far.
Yeah.
If and I've seen other videos, where the bad guy will sit there and swing at a cop, and then the cop will sit there and everything, and come in and just start pounding them, Okay, well, I'm sorry, but the guy swings at me, I'm gonna keep going until he cannot swing at me anymore.
Yeah, but I've also seen the videos where the person is handcuffed, sitting on the ground, and the cop will come by and kick him in the head.
Yeah, but see,
it doesn't matter what that person said. There's no reason to get kicked in the head if they're incapacitated.
Right.
If the words hurt you that much, you shouldn't be a cop.
Yeah. The words,
I was afraid for my life. bam, bam, bam. Yeah, that's an excuse we've given them to kill people now.
Yeah, and I've also seen the videos of that too, where the cop, the person had no idea what was going on. They were actually in this hotel hallway, and he was complying 100%. He was trying to do everything that they told him to do, and everything. And because he couldn't keep balanced on his knees with his legs crossed, or with his feet crossed and everything, when he fell down, and the cop shot him 3 times in the back.
Yep, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, now that was a bad cop. There was, because he wasn't even facing him. There was no danger. He had no weapons, nothing. Okay, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that guy needs to go to prison. But then I've also seen the other ones and everything where there was definitely a chance that the cop was in danger or somebody else was in danger, and so they needed to do something.
There's like I said,
So
there's bad cops, there's good cops, and then there's people with the job of a police officer.
Yeah. So,
Me, I prefer detectives.
Anyway, that's about the time we got.
Son of a... You must
Good.
be joking.
Right? Anyway, thank you guys.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, we do want to give a shout out to our friends at the Wolf and the Shepherd podcast. Also, we want to give a shout out to Trevor, who is the owner of NWCZ Radio.
He's the man.
Yeah, and then, of course, you got your own
Don't
podcast.
look at me in that tone of voice.
Yeah, you got your own podcast, the Vegetable Soup Show.
Soup.
Yeah. So, and you're still on at 6 o'clock Tuesday nights?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So check him out on nwczradio.com and, Channel 1.
Channel 1.
Yeah.
NWCZ. NWCZradio.com, Channel 1, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific time.
Right. Anytime we discuss time is going to be Pacific time because...
Unless otherwise noted.
Yeah. Because the rest of the world is
Doesn't
secondary.
matter.
Yeah. Anyway, if you have any comments, suggestions, or whatever, please email us, veg@rubberchickenradio.com.
Or Gary@rubberchicken.com.
Rubberchickenradio.com.
Rubberchickenradio.com.
There you go. Or suggestions at rubberchickenradio.com. Yeah. So anyway, we will be doing this probably in the next 2 or 3 episodes. We're going to be trying to go live.
Whoop, whoop.
And if we do, we will, the week prior, we will set a time and the day so you guys can tune in. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for watching. Like I said, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Be as cruel as you want to be.
Hell yeah, man.
Or as loving as you want to be.
Tell me how wrong I am. I love to know that people know more than me, especially if you can prove it, and I will tell you to your face, thank you for correcting me.
Yeah.
But you need to correct me.
Yeah, tell him how wrong he is because my throat is sore from doing it.
Have a wonderful day.